Dynamics of the game changed a little bit, but yeah, there's certain different elements, giving different people the ball, trying a couple different things as you get going on certain things, but always trying to put our guys in the best position.
Having like so many different groupings along the offensive line, I know consistency and stability is a big thing there. How much has that really like impacted that aspect of the offense?
Well, I mean, it's a challenge. Obviously, there's a comfort level in playing and knowing who you're playing with, experience next to the people. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's an excuse. I mean, we're called on to produce in the run game, produce in the pass game, and produce as an offense. So we got to find whatever way we can do to get that going. And we've done that at points in the season, but it needs to be better than it was the last 2 weeks.
What do you thought about how Parker Washington's played?
Parker's done a good job. You know, he's made the most of his opportunities when the ball's been thrown his way. Made a couple tough catches for touchdowns the last 2 weeks. And you know, he's a young player that all of a sudden is getting thrust into a heavy role, a lot of usage, and he's done a good job responding to it. And he'll continue to get better as he keeps going.
Agnew's window to return was open yesterday, I think. Just what does he do for the offense? His skill set is kind of unique.
Yeah, obviously he's a dynamic ball carrier. I mean, we've all seen that as a punt returner. He's done that at times for us in the 2 years here as a ball carrier for us in the offense, and then gives us the speed, the vertical threat down the field that, you know, without a guy like that, obviously you lack. So I think that's an element that stresses defense a little bit. You know where he is on the field. People are certainly aware of when he comes in the game, when he goes in motion, when he is near the football in some way, shape, or form. And then he's continued to grow as a receiver from our time here. You know, he's still relatively new to the position. And so we've just watched him get better every single year, every single week, and grow in his receiver ability.
Red zone has been statistically a lot better the last few weeks. Does it feel that way to you? And if so, what's going right?
Yeah, I mean, we've capitalized when we've had those opportunities, so that's certainly something. I mean, early in the year, it didn't feel like we were struggling as much as turning the ball over in critical situations. And so that obviously is a big hindrance for you, even if you're settling for field goals. It's now the frustration is getting in the end zone, but we were just turning the ball over. So that was certainly a big issue for us. It's gotten better. I don't know, there hasn't been any philosophical change, scheme change, anything like that. We've just done a good job executing things and taking advantage of opportunities.
How much does Evan sort of getting going down there help everything? How key is that?
Yeah, he's done a great job, again, making the most of his opportunities. Part of it's the coverage, the matchup, the way things dictate. But he's certainly somebody that has produced with the opportunities given to him. He's somebody that we can all trust and count on, and the quarterbacks have a lot of familiarity with where he's going to be and when he's going to be there and trust what we've asked him to do.
Press in the postgame last Sunday, Trevor talked about miscommunication. So that was interpreted to be guys running the wrong routes.
Right.
How do you see it? You know, there was some pushback yesterday from players on that idea. Can you clear it up for me?
Yeah, I think there's a big difference in running the wrong route and not being on the exact same page with how you're running route. We have not had wrong routes. It has not been this person doesn't know what they're doing, they're running the wrong route or things like that. You know, I think back to we had 3 interceptions the other day in the game. I think one of them, we didn't expect the ball at the time the ball came out, so our head wasn't around. We ended up missed opportunity. Unfortunately, that turned into an interception. If the ball hits the ground, it's first down. Second down, we'll keep playing keep playing the series out. We had another one. We got a 0 blitz. The ball's got to come out. You know, they're bringing more pressure than we have protectors. Quarterback threw a go ball. I think the receiver thought the ball was going to get thrown earlier because of where the coverage was. But again, understanding the entire situation, what the quarterback's dealing with, the ball comes out early, turned into an interception as well. And then we had another one where we took a post route a little flatter across the field where we were expecting maybe a little deeper angle on that. So nobody ran the wrong route in those instances. We just, in terms of the details of it and where we thought the ball was going to go or where we thought the ball was going to be thrown at a certain time, just barely off. And unfortunately, all those plays turned into interceptions, which is not always the case, but unfortunate.
Lack of practice impact that lack of time with the quarterback and the receiver?
Yeah, I think that's certainly a factor. Obviously, Trevor didn't practice last week. There's just certain things that come up, and you continue to grow and communicate through them and show examples and do everything you can to get on the same page. But if any of those plays ends on the ball hitting the ground, then it's something you continue to learn from, and unfortunately, those turned into plays for the other team.
How does the Ravens defense challenge an offense?
Man, they good players, good scheme, combined with a good offense right now that's moving the ball well and scoring points. So all that kind of factors in. I think they do a great job on the first level of being physical, setting edges, keeping double teams off with the 2 interior players, and then letting the linebackers just roll side to side, and they can do a great job of that. included Kyle Hamilton in that look. He plays a lot of the second level. So between him, Queen, Roquan, those guys are flying sideline to sideline. The interior guys do a great job of keeping double teams of combinations off of them, of getting there. And so they're able to clean things up. But they do a great job presenting a lot of different looks to you. So you never necessarily hone in on what you're going to see down in, down out. And then they got good players that play physical and play fast.
They seem to always have a lot of sacks. I mean, that seems to be year in, year out, no matter who the players are. Why is that? What are they doing that's working?
I mean, they've always done a good job with their pressure looks on passing situations. You go back to the Rex Ryan era and all that. That was always kind of their thing, was all these different exotic packages they could present to you and being able to get free runners. I mean, it's not even, which is a terrifying situation. It's not always that guy beat that guy. It's when they got free runners because they're messing with your protection schemes. And, you know, to do that, sometimes they give something up. So it may feel like there's space in the pass game, but they're manipulating the coverage, they're rolling out of it, and I think a lot of that is guys being really smart in their system, understanding the system well, where the holes are, what the presentation needs to be to the offense to get the offense the point directed some way, and then bringing pressure away from it and rolling your coverage to complement where those issues are. So they're obviously very well coached. They have been for a long time, but I think Coach McDonald does a great job with them. They seem to have a great understanding of what they're trying to do.
They tend to have a really aggressive secondary too. Does that put a little extra pressure on like Trevor to make sure that he doesn't, I guess, give them those opportunities to go after the football?
Yeah, they've done a good job taking the ball away. Particularly, we were looking through it today. Geno Stone's done a great job taking the ball. He's got a couple picks in the back end. Yeah, I mean, I think there's always the issue of we're always trying to throw it to our guy no matter what. But yeah, I understand what you're saying in terms of they do a good job challenging you, and that's a big part of it. They got physical corners that want to play press, want to put their hands on people, and then on the back end they've done a good job making plays.
You were talking about the red zone earlier. This is going to be weird.
I love it.
Is there
get
an
weird.
official name for that Trevor stretching across the goal line?
No.
A few. Okay.
What do you guys got? You guys got anything
a
good?
few have been thrown out there. Jacksonville jump. I think a Warren sleep or something like that. But just was curious if there.
We don't have any particular name for it. I like when he scores. Otherwise, I really don't like it. We've talked about a lot. We showed. I mean, Baltimore last year had the one and almost it won the playoff game. It was the game before maybe. Was it the playoff game? The playoff game where they reached out. I mean, you see a lot of bad things happen. He knows that. We've talked about it a million times. So I don't necessarily love it, but I love scoring touchdowns. So.
Does it give you anxiety when you see guys
Yes.
going for the ball?
Yes. When I see them reaching, before they even go, we just know. I've seen so many bad examples of that. Now, it's worked and it's great, but it's terrifying.
That's not a called play. That's something where he's kind of.
No, it's a called play. We sneak. And so, depending on what the look is, the quarterback is sneaking it. If he has determined going over the top is the best course of action for him, as long as he scores, and he knows that. We've clearly stated that we are hesitant about the over the top, but I think he's 4 for 4. So it's hard to argue with results. Thanks, guys.
Obviously, the Cincinnati game, there was talk about communication and how loud it was and all those things. Have you guys had those conversations just to remind the guys going into another late night game where it should be pretty loud?
Yes, we have. We talked about it and understand that, you have to embrace your home crowd, and we want them as loud as they can be, and we'll deal with it. We want the Ravens to have to deal with it. So, come, be vocal, let the place get rocking, and we'll take care of ours.
What did you think about Antonio Johnson?
Thought he did a real good job. It's just continues to improve, and every opportunity he gets, he seems to flash, and He made a great play late in the game, breaking up a pass. Then the pressure, he got the sack. It's just he's been able to step up. I don't think the game's too big for him. He understands, he plays well, he tackles well, and he can cover. So it's just he has a variety of different talents that he's been able to use.
Has he earned the opportunity for a few more snaps?
Oh, definitely. When you make plays, when given opportunities, if we're able to give him more snaps, we'll look for multiple ways to get him out there on the field.
How rare of a player is he in that role, just with his length? And you don't see many 6'3" nickels, I'm guessing.
You really don't. It's hard to find a nickel because you want someone that can cover the small guys, can help you out in the run game, can blitz off the edge, and we have like three guys that really can carry that role. Trey does a great job of covering in there, being real savvy, and Greg Jr. has some plays that he's been able to make, and you see Antonio getting an opportunity coming in there and blitzing off the edge, fitting in the run, and covering guys. It's really really good to see the young guys step up when they get a given a chance.
What did you think about the Browns game from a defensive perspective, and did it really just boil down to those 3 plays, sort of busted coverages or whatever it may be? What did you sort of think about it?
Really, it's not good enough. That's the main thing I take from it, because you can go out there and you can play 70 plays and you don't play 3 good, and it's a bad day. And we had a bad day, regardless of, you look at turnovers, you look at how many times we forced them to punt. It was the plays that we didn't execute that hurt us. And as a defensive coach, as defensive players, that's what happens all the time. You have to be right all the time, and we got to get better.
It seemed like focus for those plays might have been an issue, and so what do you have to do against this team coming in? Lamar Jackson, guy can run around, do all that kind of stuff. How much is focus needed, especially for this game?
Really, I don't think it's focus. I think we understand it's just, I hate to use this word, but it goes back to communication. Communication, there's plays where we can talk and help each other out by letting each other know what page we're on. And then at the end of the day, we have to go out and execute. We have a technique to play and have to go out there and get it played. And just talking about Lamar, the different problems he presents in the run game and buying time as a passer. And the thing you see from him this year that we saw a little bit last year, but his completion percentage is going up. He's able to spread the ball around to his weapons, so he's taking full advantage of the guys they've surrounded him with.
Last week the pass rush probably wasn't up to snuff. How do you maybe jumpstart that this week against a guy who can get out of sacks if you get back there?
Yeah, that's the thing. We have to rush him. We have to pressure him because we don't want him sitting back there, because he is a guy that in the pocket he can hurt you as well as outside the pocket. But we have a plan, and we'll try to execute that plan. But at the end of the day, we have to be who we are. We have to affect the quarterback, and it didn't work as well as we wanted to last week. So we get another opportunity for the guys to come out and go ahead and execute the plan, and let's get after the quarterback.
Have you seen just their drop back passing game evolve since when you guys played them, like even last year?
You can see it's different. They still run the RPO. They still throw the ball quick, but it's different. The route tree, the route combinations that they're using now with him, it's pretty tough. Yeah.
And then Zay Flowers, like I know he's a rookie, but what has he kind of shown so far, and just what makes him kind of difficult to defend?
Quickness and speed. He's a guy that he really can go. He's a guy that can run. He can get in and out of breaks, and he's another weapon for Lamar. You put guys on there, and you're able to spread the field, and it creates problems for defenses.
Buster Brown played some more for you last week. How important has he been for this defense this year? I mean, has he maybe been even better than what you expected him to be going into the year?
Well, we have the next man up mentality, and with Buster, he's got his opportunity, and he's went out there and he's played every week, and he'll continue to get better. But just looking at it, he's gotten the opportunity, and he's taking full advantage of it. He's playing well for us. We like what he's doing, and it's good to see a young guy that his hard work has paid off. He came in here a little bit raw. Now he's understanding the techniques. He's out there. He'll compete. He'll fight you, and you want that from a defensive back. You know, he has a short memory. If he does give up something, he's right back up there challenging the next play. And you like to see that. Thank you.
All right, question of the day.